Thank you, Mr President. I seek leave to make a brief explanation before addressing a question without notice to the Minister for Industrial Relations on the topic of silicosis.
Leave is granted.
Thank you, Mr President. As the Council and you, Mr President, may be aware, I've previously asked the Minister about what action the government has or is taking to protect workers from the harms of silica dust, and I thank him for his updates to the Council as well as his responses to those questions. Today, of course, in the Advertiser, it was revealed that an audit of the manufactured stone industry has resulted in more than 170 notices being issued by SafeWork SA to 36 firms, some of which have been guilty of exposing their workers to dangerous levels of silica dust. The audit found that almost 70% of the fabricating businesses had not conducted air monitoring of the work area to measure the dust output. My questions to the Minister are, given there is no safe level of exposure to silica dust, how are the dangerous levels being defined, and what steps will the government be taking to ensure that fabricating businesses are putting in place appropriate safety measures, even things as basic as bringing in air monitoring?
Minister.
Mr President, thank the honourable member for a question. The first point I'd make is I think it's to the credit of SafeWork SA and indeed the new government that this issue, which has been around for many years, that a former Labor government, having been there for 16 years, did, I was going to use a colloquial expression, but I won't use a colloquial expression, or an acronym for a colloquial expression, but they did precious little, perhaps is the best way of me putting it, in relation to, yes, that's right, it started with sweet, but they did precious little over a long period of time in what is the most important issue. And I know the honourable member and groups and workers that she represents and works with on a range of issues share her similar concerns. So, Mr Chairman, I think it is encouraging that we've done this audit, we've been transparent and published the results. I'm mindful in terms of that shouldn't be the end of the process. That is what is the ongoing role for SafeWork SA, and indeed one of the questions I have when the dust settles, if I can use that phrase, on this parliamentary session with gambling and land tax and all those sorts of things, the GM, to talk with them to say, OK, what is the ongoing role for SafeWork SA? Do we do ongoing audits? Are there random audits? Do we do an annual audit along these lines? They're the sorts of issues, I think, which any government and any minister should be asking in relation to this particular industry. More particularly in relation to the issue that the honourable member has raised, I'll get from the SafeWork SA exactly how they've defined it, but I suspect there is a level, and the actual measure, I know it's 1.0, I think per microgram or something like that is the measure for the measure of RSP, Mr President, which is a measure in terms of the degree of silicosis that's available, that is apparent. Or not silicosis, I shouldn't say, respirable silica dust, RSP. There is a proposal currently with SafeWork Australia and federal ministers to reduce that by half. I think the honourable member might have raised a question before in relation to this. That is to 0.5. There were some stakeholders, and I think one of the unions nationally was supporting 0.2 in terms of the measure of safe level. My recollection, I'll stand corrected if I'm wrong, was that I think the ACTU actually supported representing unions broadly and workers broadly supported 0.5. The majority of state governments supported 0.5, or ministers representing state governments, but I think Victoria has supported possibly 0.2. But again, I'll take all of this on notice and bring back a more comprehensive reply, plus the specific measurements. I remember the numbers, 1.0, 0.5 and 0.2, but the correct measurement escapes me for the moment. And, Mr President, there is that debate that's going on at the national level at the moment. There is a majority view to halve that safe level of measurement. So I suspect the answer to the honourable member's question in relation to safe levels probably goes back to the existing standard that exists, which was 1.0, but I'll check that and see whether that was the measure they used or not. But, Mr President, in terms of, and I know the member would have read the report and probably has had her own reports about it, I mean, some of the practices were just appalling. Workers, you know, not just young workers, but young workers and older workers, you know, being told to sweep up the dust, you know, at the end of the day, and all they had was a hat. Precious good hat would do, Mr President, in terms of doing it. So I think there is a recognition, not I think, I know there is a greater recognition in industry and amongst unions and amongst many workers and many employers, but not all, and that's the issue, that this is a significant issue now, and that the work practices that have existed for decades can no longer be accepted in the interests of worker safety, and much has to be done. I accept on behalf of Safe Work SA and the government that we, the government, need to do much more through our agency, which is Safe Work SA, but not only Safe Work SA, as I've highlighted before, Return to Work SA, SA Health has an active engagement role in all this, and McQuash, the Specialist Advisory Committee that Martin O'Malley chairs for me, and I've only just reappointed him. That probably ruins my reputation, supposedly, as a hater of union bosses, but he did a very good job. I think he's respected within the industry, and even if I have to say so myself, I'll recognise merit when and the capacity to do a job when it is being undertaken. This is an important role, and his willingness to undertake the task, but also the fact the people who work in the industry know him, and not everyone would respect him, but by and large a lot of people respect him, means that he's an important role to undertake on behalf of that particular committee. So I will provide further information to the honourable member by way of letter, given that the House is likely to rise, if not today, sometime next week.